We are live. Welcome to day 2 of Women's Biz Week. I am Coriel, founder and creator of Grown Woman TV. If you are joining us for the very first time, welcome. Let me just start by giving you a brief introduction, letting you know what we have going on here at Grown Woman TV and how you can participate and take part in all of the amazing programming that we are working so hard to create. So again, my name is Coriel. Here at Grown Woman TV, we are a full service podcast network specifically created to amplify the voices of Black women while producing positive programming for Black women. So we currently have 10 shows that are streaming on the Grown Woman TV Roku channel. You can get a little sneak peek and a sample at our programming right here on YouTube by logging on to Watch Grown Woman TV. Now, since y'all are here, you have to make sure that you tap that subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any fun experiences like this or our new episodes that release very often on our channel. If you are a podcaster and you think your podcast might be a good fit for our audience, definitely log on to grownwomantv.com/host to learn more about how your podcast could stream on Grown Woman TV. Now, if you are an aspiring podcaster, but you have not gotten started yet, then you might want to still log on to grownwomantv.com/apply so that you can learn more about our private podcast community that teaches everything you need to know before you get started. Or if you already got started, we're going to teach you the skills you need to sustain your success as a podcaster. So log on to grownwomantv.com for more information. You can also learn about our podcast production and consulting services, as well as our full service production studio located right here in Atlanta by logging on to elevateagency.com. So Grown Woman TV, as I mentioned, we are all about amplifying the voices of Black women, creating positive content for Black women, because one of the things that we've all heard, one of the phrases we've all heard is it takes a village to raise a child. Now, that's true. But after getting married, becoming a wife, becoming a mother, I realized that it just takes a village to live well. However, a lot of us don't have a physical village in our local community. And so Grown Woman TV is meant to be the virtual village that you need, regardless of the season that you're in. So if you are a new mom, a new wife, or mental wellness is your current priority, we definitely have a wide variety of content just for you. So log on to Roku and download our Grown Woman TV app for more information. All right, now this week, the 19th through the 21st, so today's day 2, this is a three-day Women's Biz Week. This is our opportunity to celebrate women who are making history. As you know, March is Women's History Month, and I don't know what is more brave or more history making than these women who are taking that leap of faith to pursue their passions. Now, the majority of the women that we are featuring this week do not come from entrepreneurial homes, meaning they did not have a built-in business coach or business training from a familial standpoint. And so they are truly fighting through their fears, living on faith as they are pursuing these dreams. And so it is the least that we could do to leverage our platform to put our people on so that we can introduce you to some phenomenal business women. First up, we have Dr. Truly Davis. I am super excited to welcome her to Women's Biz Week.
Hey y'all, so I'm Dr. True and I am the queen of nice things and I'm a life coach. So my main priority is to help other women to stop imagining their dream life and to actually start living it, even when their family or their careers are demanding. Having been a dance educator for almost 20 years, I realized that my favorite part of teaching was helping others successfully navigate transitional periods. In the classroom, that looked like helping students determine next steps after graduation, plan career trajectories, and develop confidence in their own voice. Outside of the classroom, that looked like helping my colleagues design and build successful programs, plan and achieve career shifts, and rediscover their artistic passion while still being a mom, wife, educator, and not burning out. Across the board, I noticed a pattern. In the pursuit of their dreams, a lot of these individuals were completely neglecting their self care, inadvertently slowing down or even halting their progress. In the time I have with you tonight, I'm going to share 3 tips that you can implement immediately to jumpstart your dream life journey without losing yourself in the process. So, my first tip for you is to intentionally plan your time. When it comes to intentionally scheduling time, I want you to focus on 2 main points: actually creating a realistic and sustainable schedule, and learning how to say no. I'm a fan of the old school paper and pen type of planners, but the goal is to find what system of scheduling works best for you. If you do well with a calendar on your phone or with setting multiple alarms, do it. If sticky notes work for you, do that. But you're looking for whatever is going to keep you on track and help you uphold your schedule, be it one system or a combination of multiple. Do what works best. The intent of scheduling your time is to ensure you are prioritizing self care as obligatory, not optional. When you operate without a schedule, it becomes easy to overbook and overlook yourself because you aren't keeping track, which of course can lead to feelings of overwhelm and burnout. Seeing all of your obligations laid out helps you to easily identify where pockets of availability exist and where things may need to be eliminated. Don't fall into the trap of assuming you'll remember to take care of yourself. Write it down. In the same way you show up for work because you have to, show up for yourself because you have to. Get into the habit of making your schedule law. There may be loopholes and caveats, but the majority of the time, you will abide by it. Now, keep in mind, as one of my professors always said, shift happens. It's great to have a plan, but you also have to be okay with the fact that sometimes things change, and being flexible allows you to transition more smoothly. On the flip side, you also don't want to be flying by the seam of your pants all the time, especially when it comes to prioritizing yourself. Now, for the second piece, learning how to say no, that is another part of planning that often gets overlooked. It is all too easy to squeeze in another appointment or to push back the time you set aside to read that book you've been eyeing for a business call, or to even cancel plans out with friends because your partner, who initially agreed to stay at home with the kids, suddenly wants to change plans. Again, shift happens, but if you begin to notice a pattern emerging that is working against you prioritizing yourself, a strong no is needed. There are 3 things I want you to remember about saying no. 1, it is a complete sentence. 2, it is rated E for everyone. And 3, it is like a muscle. The more you use it, the better you get at using it. For tip 2, intentionally choose your circle. To paraphrase Donkey from Shrek, your circle is like an onion and it has layers. The outermost is acquaintances, followed by friends and family, then close friends and family, and then finally you get to the inner sanctum. Be very intentional about who you allow into your circle. Rotations and shifts are normal. Some people aren't meant to live within one layer forever. They may move closer or further from the core, and some may leave your circle altogether. Again, shift happens. Not everyone is your friend because not everyone can handle the role and responsibilities. As you continue to grow and change, some people may be incapable of traveling that path with you, and that's okay. Appreciate and pour into your supporters and allow them to pour into you. If they are meant to join you on the journey of life forever, then enjoy their company, love them hard, hold them accountable, and expect reciprocity. If they're not, thank them for their time and send them on their way with love and light if possible. Now, if that is not possible, burn that bridge. You have to use your own discernment there, but I stand firm on the belief that people that serve no purpose other than to wear and tear you down, that speak ill of you and destroy your mental state, that take advantage of your kindness at every turn and offer nothing but more strife in return, They do not deserve access to you. Burn that bridge, raise it to the ground. Do not rebuild. You don't need that bridge. And now, my favorite tip is tip number 3: intentionally develop your self care practice. Intentionally practicing self care became one of my favorite pastimes when I was working on my PhD. And I know that I would not have been able to complete that program without doing so. Even though there's some overlap at times, I like to divide self care into 2 main categories: preventative care and aftercare. Preventative care is all about maintaining your stress at a level that is manageable and sustainable with the goal of avoiding burnout. Aftercare is engaged in after burnout has already occurred and you need a drastic shift to get your stress levels back down. Both are very important in supporting a balanced dream life. Within these, I divide self care into 4 types: big ticket, medium ticket, small ticket, and free 99. Big ticket items are usually going to cost you some serious coins. Think international trips, extended staycations, high end dining experiences. Depending on your budget, these items may not be indulged in frequently, but they do still need to occur. You are deserving of big ticket items and the experiences that come with them. Medium ticket items can be costly, but not as much as the big ticket items. Think going to the spa, upgrading your gym membership, taking a private class or private lessons, and attending a dinner party. These items are usually a bit more affordable and they may involve long term commitments, such as the private lessons or gym membership. These items are more so investments, whereas the big ticket items can be seen as one offs. Low ticket items won't cost as much as the other 2, but they still bring their own levels of care. Think about splurging on a pair of cozy socks or slippers, going out for ice cream, meeting up with a friend for coffee. These items are lower cost and more easily indulged in for most people. But don't let the low ticket costs fool you. They are still equally valid forms of care. Free 99 items are the most affordable and often the most overlooked due to their non existent price tag. Think getting adequate sleep, meditating, reading for fun, be it nonfiction or fiction, going for a walk, listening to music or podcasts. These items are the easiest to indulge in, but because they don't always feel special, people forget just how useful they are in a self care practice. You should strive to dabble in each item type. Maybe you can take 3 international trips a year, go to the spa once a week, and only dine out at high end restaurants. Or maybe you're like me and you focus more on those free 99 items and sprinkle in a few big, medium, and small ticket items as you go. There's no right or wrong way. The only right way is the way that works for you. I also offer a guide called 7 Simple Steps to Manifest and Maintain Your Dream Life, where I go even deeper into how you can start, restart, or maintain your dream life because we all deserve nice things and self care is mandatory. Thank you.
That was amazing. So I was jotting down like what a follow-up question could be, and you literally gave us a laundry list of examples. I love the tiered approach for self-care because, people think self-care, oh, I got to go to the spa. That is not a reality for everyone. That's not possible, doable consistently, at least for everyone. So I love that you gave so many examples, realistic things that everybody can pick something off of that list. So I love that. And the intentionality definitely has to be there. So y'all make sure you log on. Her Instagram is on the screen. Her website is scrolling down below. You can sign up for a session to learn more. Thank you for joining us, Dr. Truly.
Yes, thank you for having me.
All right, y'all. Bomb.com, wonderful way to kick things off. I told y'all that what I am subscribing to in 2024 is a decision that Rest is not a reward, okay? It is a requirement for all that we are out here doing. Y'all know Black women love to do the most, okay? And so we have to make sure that while we are out doing the most for everyone else, we are taking care of ourselves as well. Right? So, wonderful way to kick off day 2. Without further ado, I am going to bring up our next phenomenal entrepreneur. We have Sheree Marie. Is it Marie or Marie? It's Marie. Okay. Sheree Marie in the building. Come on to the stage.
Hello, hello. I just want to share my screen. Let me know when you can see my screen. Are you able to see my screen?
I'll have to pull it up when you add it. Is it giving you an option to add it?
Let me see. Sorry about that.
It's okay. It might make you like upload it first. If you're trying to, are you trying to upload a presentation or just share your screen?
I can just share my screen if that's possible, but let me, hold on.
Do you see a present button down at the bottom?
Yeah. Let me go to, of course. Okay. It should be. It's processing. It's coming, y'all. It's coming. Okay. Here we are. Thank you so much for the intro. Tonight, I want to talk to everyone about secrets to avoiding beneficiary pitfalls and details to share with your beneficiary for your life insurance. So, whenever I talk about life insurance, people automatically assume that I sell life insurance. I don't, but we'll get into that. You can have insurance through either your employer, a third party insurance company, or even dependent spouse coverage. So your spouse has coverage on your behalf. So, again, I'm not a life insurance agent, but then why should you listen to me? I just want to go through the differences between me and insurance agents. So, agents, of course, sell insurance. I also like that most of them will help identify your insurance goals and purposes. That leads them to knowing what's the best option for you and your personal needs. Are you adequately insured? Would you like to use insurance for the future, like borrowing against your insurance, things like that? So, the difference between them and me is that I have a decade of experience in the insurance industry. I have paid and denied upward of $100 million in life insurance claims. And that's led me to identifying the common mistakes that people make with their life insurance. And from that, I wanted to teach everyday people how to read and understand their policy and also how to educate their beneficiary. So in 2020, my dad passed away suddenly, and I had no idea where to begin. So, of course, I knew the process and I knew the documents that are needed for an insurance company. But, and because I had done this for so many years at that point, my family just assumed that I knew what to do. I could take over this step, but I didn't. And that's because I failed to have conversations with my dad about, where are his documents for his insurance? Does he have enough within the policy for burial costs and things like that? Who is the beneficiary for these things? So, in addition to my professional experience, I also had a personal experience that really led me to saying, I need to share my knowledge and information with everyday people so that they could avoid situations like this. So, I want to talk about the top 3 things that I believe you should be sharing with your beneficiary. Number one, preparation is key. Your beneficiary should know where to begin. How do they initiate the claim? That's the question. So, at the time of passing, a death is reported, and who does your beneficiary go to? What number are they calling? Is there a direct contact? So, I really challenge you as a homework assignment to figure out what that number is. Who would your family need to contact to get the ball rolling with the insurance company? Do a trial yourself. Are there several prompts that you would need to go through? You want to avoid that for your beneficiary. I know I've called customer service several times at different companies, and you get transferred 9 times before you actually speak to the person you need to talk to. You want to avoid that for your beneficiary to make this whole process as easy as possible. The second thing you want to share with your beneficiary are specific details about your policy. That would include the amount, who the beneficiaries are, and how is this divided. So an example would be you have a $100,000 policy. You've named your 2 children as your beneficiary, and maybe you're giving each of them 50%, or you decided that child number 1 is getting 25, child number 2 is getting 75. You can divvy this up however you want, but just think, what if child number 1 is the more responsible child? This one would be responsible for, planning your funeral, paying for it. They probably need more than that 25%, right? So that's why you want to share details and very specific information so that there's no surprises and everyone is clear when the time comes. And my third thing is sharing your financial and banking information. I know people want to keep this a secret and you want to know, why would I ever share this? I'm going to tell you, you want to give them access to your money. Maybe you open up a joint bank account. I would also suggest getting an ATM card for them for emergencies, maybe keep it in safekeeping. And I say that because pending claims is a very common thing in an insurance industry. Your claim could be pending for 7 to 10 days, sometimes 7+ months, you never know. So if you have, an account that they have access to, you give them access to money that they can use right away rather than waiting on that insurance claim. And then whenever that does come through, they can just be reimbursed. I wouldn't suggest sharing the PIN to your debit card, because when you close a bank account, you do need to provide a copy of a death certificate. And if for every reason, they compare the date of death and any banking activity, if that's different, that could raise a red flag. And I know that you can now add a beneficiary to your bank accounts, but again, that process does take some time. It does not give you access to funds right away. So I'm sure everyone remembers soul food. Everyone had an opinion, too many chefs in the kitchen, for me. But what can we learn about this from a life insurance perspective? So there were 3 girls, but we know Terry and Maxine were always at it. Terry's the oldest. She thinks she runs everything. It should go her way. I'm sorry, she's good with money. And then Maxine is the oldest, so she thinks she should be in charge. Then we were unaware of Big Mama's final wishes. There was a huge family dilemma about, do we sell the house? Do we keep the house? Do we continue Sunday dinners? Do we go away with them? Which is why it's important to be open and transparent about what it is that you want to take place when you are no longer here. And lastly, keeping secrets. At the very end, we see all this money coming out of Uncle P's TV. Why didn't Big Mama share that? Right? So, all of this information, if they had been aware of, it would have avoided a lot of family drama. So I love a good event, like birthday parties, baby showers, weddings. I'm here for it. And you can always tell when a lot of time and effort and money went into a good event. Everything is in place, it's just flowing nicely. You can also tell when things have been pieced together, when it looks kind of shabby. And it's just interesting to me how we plan for everything in life. All these events take planning, take time. People plan well in advance. You got people booking weddings a year plus in advance. But the reality is, we may not all get married. We might not all have children. You may not ever buy a house, but we all have an expiration date. So the same amount of planning that we put into events is the same amount of planning we need to put into preparing our final affairs. And to help you with that, I've created a guide called Insurance Claim Success Secrets, which gives you the top must-have documents. And I really want to help your family avoid any pending payments. As I mentioned, pending payments is a very common thing in the insurance industry. When I pay life insurance claims, every day I touched a claim that was delayed or denied for one reason or another, and they're all avoidable. So in this guide, I provide some secrets to ensure a fast payout. which is really preparation. I also include 2 full pages of stuff insurance companies don't tell you, along with successful communication strategies, just to help you begin the conversation with your beneficiary. I know talking about life insurance and death can be kind of morbid, but you really want to focus on financial security, which honestly will give you both peace of mind. And this is all put together with expert insights and best practices by yours truly. So today that's $37. Send me a DM on Instagram and I will send you the link for purchase. Thank you all.
Thank you. Listen, I love a good lesson from a movie. Okay. Come on with the Soul Food Chronicles, the Soul Food curriculum. Definitely a great way to paint a picture because we all remember those examples. We can all relate to what happened. Very unfortunate, but it's super important that we have these conversations, even though they are no fun to talk about. These are not the sexy conversations, but they are the necessary ones that can really save us in the long run. So thank you so much for being here. We are going to move this thing right along. We have 5 amazing entrepreneurs that you are hearing from tonight. So we are moving on to our 3rd segment featuring Tyra Thomas. Without further ado, welcome to Women's Biz Week.
Thank you. Thank you. I am Tyra Thomas. I am the founder and creator of Treasure Brown Girl. Treasure Brown Girl exists to restore hope and confidence and belonging in little girls who are living with alopecia. Alopecia is a form of hair loss. I actually started Treasure Brown Girl because I have a little girl who I love dearly who is living with alopecia. We take a little bit different approach to alopecia. We look at alopecia through a holistic lens. We address not only the physical aspect of alopecia, which is the hair loss, we also take a look at the emotional aspects of the hair loss. It can be really tough as a little girl losing your hair. So in order to create a solution to that problem, we created a kids wig box, as you can see here. And tonight, what I want to do is I want to demonstrate some of the items that are within our wig box. In our wig box, you will find a beautiful headband wig, and our wigs come in 3 different textures, 3 different lengths. We have a wavy texture. We also have a curly texture. And we have a straight texture. The wigs are 100% human hair. They come in 10-inch, 12-inch, and 16-inch. The wigs give the little girl the opportunity to express her unique style. We also have a guided journal in our wig box. This guided journal comes with an ink pen. This guided journal gives the little girl the opportunity to deal with the emotions that come with the hair loss. In the journal, it has exercises and it has several guided prompts. These prompts have the little girl work through some of those things that she can't talk to us about. Sometimes when a little girl is struggling with hair loss, she has a difficult time talking to her parent, her caregiver, even her friends. So this journal is designed for her to work through some of those emotions and also to force her to look at some of her strengths and accomplishments so that she doesn't worry so much about the hair loss. In addition to that, we have a scrunchie that comes in our box, nail polish, a bracelet, a ring, and a headband. Those are the 8 items that are guaranteed in our wig box. And we also always include tons of mystery items. Some of the mystery items that we always include is a wig grip and a stocking cap. These 2 items help to ensure that the little girl is comfortable and confident when she's wearing her wig. Those 2 items help ensure that her wig doesn't fall off, because as you know, other little kids can be cruel. So it's very important that the wig is secure. It's also very important that the wigs look realistic and the little girl feels like the wigs resemble her natural hair. So as you can see, our textures are very much like our natural hair texture, and that's important to us. And some other things we have in a wig box, of course, is a wig care card. This is very important because this tells the parent or caregiver how to care for the wig so that they can get the best wear out of the wig and they can have it last for the longest time. All of our wigs do last up to a year. So they last a long time, but they last even longer if you take care of them properly. Another thing we include in our wig box is an affirmation card. This affirmation card is used, and we encourage the parent to have the little girl read the affirmation card in the morning and before she goes to bed. This helps to reinforce her self-confidence. We want to make sure that she understands that she's beautiful with or without hair. In addition to that, we have a parent and caregiver card. This card gives the parent or caregiver tips on how to use our wig box and also different words of encouragement. And some of the other bonuses we include in our wig box is a mirror. We want the little girl to look at herself. We want her to know that she's beautiful with or without hair. And we include games. We include paint. And we randomly include other surprise items as well. Our goal is to normalize alopecia so that the little girl feels confident, has hope, and knows that she belongs. We are on social media. We're on TikTok primarily and Instagram. If you are interested in learning more about our products, and if you have a little girl who you'd like to purchase a box for, we have a website. It is www.treasurebrowngirl.com. All of our information is on there. We would encourage you to go check us out. If you're not looking for a wig today, at least go and check out us on Instagram and TikTok. Our handles are treasurebrowngirl.com. I forgot to mention also, we also include a ring in each of our wig boxes. So we try to include items that will help the little girl express herself and her personality so that, again, she knows that she's beautiful with or without hair. I'd like to thank you for your time. And I'd like to thank the Grown Women's Network for giving me this opportunity to share information about my brand. I hope that you come check us out because our goal is to make a difference in the lives of these little girls that are living with alopecia or any form of hair loss. Thank you for your time.
What a worthy cause. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Of course, a beautiful solution to such an unfortunate problem. So I
Yes.
definitely appreciate you for going that extra mile, not only to solve the problem for the little girl in your life, but to create this amazing resource for other little girls as well. So y'all make sure you follow at Treasured Brown Girl, and you can log on to treasuredbrowngirl.com. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Y'all, come on. Solutions. I am, y'all know that I'm a boy mom. Okay, so this is not my lane. I have heard so many unfortunate stories from mothers struggling to try to find solutions for their little girls. Y'all know how mean and just nasty people can be, adults, grown women. You cannot imagine what the little girls go through, who are struggling, with this challenge. So if you know a little girl who could use this as a solution, make sure you send her mama over to treasuredbrowngirl.com to get one of those subscription boxes. All right, y'all, we are going to move this party along. I have the honor, the pleasure, and I'm so excited to bring up our next guest. This is a special segment where I have the opportunity to introducing you to Destiny Thomas, aka the Prayer Pist. She is in the building back for the second time here, at Grown Woman TV, and I actually requested her presence. Okay, so let me take you down. I got to give you a proper introduction. Okay. So she was here I think in November when we hosted our live shopping segments, maybe November, December. But that was my very first time virtually meeting Destiny. And what she talked about during her segment was her business, her service. It's so much more than a business. Her ministry, Prayer P. And when you hear the word Prayer P, you're probably doing like I did. You probably make that face like, wait a minute, I've never heard of this before. This is not something that I'm familiar with. So I was definitely intrigued by it. But after her presentation, after hearing how it worked, I definitely had to reach out to her to find out how I could get a little bit of this prayer because it seemed like something that I could definitely take advantage of or find value in. And so, y'all, we had a session. It was November. Now that I say that, it was definitely November because we had one session that was so powerful, so phenomenal, so much confirmation, in this conversation that we had that I literally ended up launching an entire 21-day prayer challenge from this session that we had together. So I took a whole group of women through a 21-day prayer challenge. I ended up launching an entire spiritually led podcast from our session. So when I tell you she is the bomb.com, I had to ask her back to come in front of you all so that you could find out what prayer P is, how it could be a solution for some of the struggles you might be experiencing. And y'all need to know Destiny. So, Destiny, give yourself an introduction and let people know who is the prayer pist.
So hello, everyone. Thank you so much, Corio, for this opportunity. I apologize. My lighting is a little bad. My little girl, I have a 9-month-old. She knocked over my ring light, and that was all she wrote. Okay, so we're doing the best we can with what we got. But my name is Destiny Thomas. I am known as the Prayer Pist, and that's because I assist high achievers with confidently hearing the voice of God to heal internally and to avoid self-sabotage on their way to elevation. So basically, to give you clarity on as you're elevating, to constantly have clarity on what the next thing looks like, but doing it in a way where you're actually healing and dealing with rejection or abandonment, those things that are kind of being triggered or coming up as you're elevating.
What is the biggest difference between sitting with you in a prayer P session and sitting with a therapist in a therapy session?
That's a great question. So I believe in therapy. I went through therapy battling infertility. So the difference between therapy and prayer is there's 3 levels of healing, technically. The first level is identifying and clarifying that a traumatic experience occurred, and traumatic can be however you define it, but you're still emotionally moved by it, right? You crying, things like that. Level 2 is therapy. That's where you learn coping mechanisms. You learn how to maneuver your situation differently, maybe counting, walking out, communicating more effectively how you were triggered. But prayer is when you actually get to the root of a thing, and you uproot at the root to be able to actually have a different outcome. So you actually respond differently and you're actually healed. And you also use it now to produce fruit. So you write a book, you start a new podcast, things like that, to kind of use that thing that tried to burden you down to actually use it as a testimonial avenue now.
Yeah, I think I too have had therapy, have worked with a therapist, and I feel like what frustrated me about therapy was I don't like a whole bunch of small talk. And often felt like I was having the same conversation over and over and over. Like every time I come back, we're addressing the same thing. We're kind of going around in circles, and there wasn't a clear path forward. Versus the prayer piece sessions that I've had with you, I always feel like they are definitely full of clarity. It's crazy how things are confirmed during these sessions, how things are revealed during these sessions. But then to your point, you actually have something that you can take action on. Because a lot of times, at least in my case, I find myself frustrated because I feel like, okay, God, I ain't hearing you. Like, what's going on? What are we doing here? Like, I'm asking you for some clarity, but I don't really hear nothing. And so the confirmation that's provided in these sessions, I think are often things that you are already thinking about, things that God had already said that you've been pretending like you ain't here. And so this is just confirmation to kind of give you that extra little piece of confidence to actually, move forward and take action. Aside from me, like starting a podcast, what are some of the other, I guess, like not necessarily achievements, but what are some of the other things that people have been able to do from working with you in this way?
So the testimonials are like so huge. Like people's marriages have been fixed because they realized how to communicate better, and how what they're hearing is not actually what the person said. They're hearing from a traumatic ears versus what they're actually saying. So they're getting defensive. So marriages have been resolved. People have either started a business or went to corporate. They've had children just because they were trying to go about it maybe their own way, and God was like, listen, I'm trying to get your attention, I just need you to be still and sit down somewhere, right? People have found clarity in regards to just resting in God. Sometimes we're looking for God to give us the next thing, and he's like, no, I want you to sit down. People have graduated, they have just so many materialistic things, but I think overall it's just peace and confidence in I'm going in the right direction, or I am hearing this pivot, and it's okay to pivot even though I seem like I'm doing so well right now. He does want me to kind of take another turn.
Yeah, I definitely, like I said, the confirmation behind it, and then just, I really believe a lot of times we be knowing, like we know, but sometimes just that extra added layer of confirmation, and it is almost kind of crazy, like creepy, how in alignment the conversations are, like how I don't ever, when I'm having a session with you, or even when I'm working with a life coach or a therapist, well, with my therapist, I be having direct stuff I want to talk about. But I usually don't come to the session like, okay, this is what I'm going to ask God about, or this is what I want. But it always is in alignment, which is why it's so crazy how I am always in tears in these sessions. But the testimonials, like if y'all go to the Prayer Piss on Instagram, the testimonials are amazing. I know for me, whenever I'm about to work with someone or am considering hiring someone, especially in this space, because the conversations that you're having are super private, super personal, traumatic. People are dealing with real things. And so in a space like this, with a conversation and a solution like this, it's so important that you get somebody that is who they say they are. Get somebody that has the testimonials to back up what they are saying that they can do. So definitely make sure y'all go to the Prayer Piss on Instagram, scroll through, y'all will see testimonial after testimonial after testimonial describing so many non-material things. Like these are not testimonials that are like, yo, Destiny helped me make $500,000 in 5 days. These are like, no, Destiny confirmed what God had been telling me. Like Destiny confirmed what I knew I should have been doing, but I've been playing with myself. I've been playing with my purpose. I've been playing with my potential. And now she's giving me the clarity and confidence so that I can finally move forward. So I have definitely been appreciative of the work that we've done together. So much so, like I said, that I needed you to come back here and let the people know how they could take advantage of what you have going on. For somebody who's watching this that may not know if they are a good fit for Prayer P, how would they know?
So the first thing I would say is on Friday, I'm hosting a prophetic live experience on Zoom, and it's absolutely free. So you can kind of get a taste of kind of the weird moment of how did she know that about me kind of thing. It's Holy Spirit. I don't want to take any credit for it. But that I would advise you to join there, and you can go to realizingdestiny.com and sign up there. But if you're someone who you have this void on the inside or this tug on the inside that I just need clarity and there's more, and I just feel like I'm not getting more because I don't really know where to go. I don't know where to start. I would say definitely sign up for Prayer P. Also, if you find yourself in this cycle where you're moving forward, you're kind of excelling, but then you kind of self-sabotage. You either, think it's too good to be true, or you self-sabotage in any way, whether it's relationships, business, you kind of find yourself constantly getting in your own way, then Prayer P is definitely what you need, because you need to identify that seed or that root so that you can excel to where your dreams and visions are.
Come on, Excel. Okay, so this Friday, free session, that is where they need to start. If you are listening and watching this right now, please do not play with yourself. Please take advantage. The only thing it's going to cost you is some time. Okay, so one more time, where can they join the free session?
If they go to www.realizingdestiny.com or theprayerfist.com, it's the same website. I'll make it easy. Go to www.theprayerfist.com, and it's the second option, and you just register there.
Perfect. Thank you, Destiny. I appreciate you so much. You already know I appreciate you so much. I will be talking to you soon. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
All right, y'all. Listen, I literally asked her, please, Destiny, come tell these people because they need you in their lives. The impact that her sessions have had on me, it has been phenomenal. I ain't getting no money for sending y'all to her. Like, this is genuinely something that I feel like could be super beneficial and valuable to so many people. So tap in if you feel led. All right, without further ado, my girl, Casey Cooper, the big boss, is in the building to close out Women's Biz Week. Without further ado, welcome Casey Cooper from the Compass Circle.
Hey, Co. All right, everybody. It's your girl, Casey Cooper from the Compass Circle. And I just want to give a sincere thanks to Coriel for all she does. I know that we, us voyeurs and audience, we don't know quite what it takes to do all this. But as a working, hustling mother of 2 little boys and a wife and all the other things she is to everybody else, I just do want to start off with thanking her for always keeping me in mind. So shout out to Coriel. I am going to try to get my presentation together, ladies and gentlemen. And I hope that you all can see my presentation. Give me some thumbs up and let me know if you can, because the way my screen is set up, I'm not sure if you can. Hold on. Let's see if you can. Uh-oh. Okay, let's see. I think we might be cooking with hot grease. Okay, boom. Okay, so I'm coming on tonight because I'm not sure if you guys know who I am, but my name is Casey Cooper. My platform is called the Compass Circle. I am by trade a federal contractor, and that just means that I sell my trucking goods and services to the federal government. Over the last 18 years, I have been able to procure government contract certifications and just kind of wedge myself into a very unconventional way to make money in the trucking industry. And I also have a high ticket offer. If you guys know anything about Coriel, she is constantly hustling. And I have a new program that I think everybody, especially if you're trying to transition or you just want more. Let's say that you are a hustling, working mother, wife, girlfriend, all the things. And you know you have skills, but for some reason, 1 + 1 just is not equaling 2 for you. And you are just tired of striving to get ahead, but it's just not adding up, right? So I have a really dope program I want to talk about. It's new, it's really innovative, and it doesn't take a lot of skill set to actually make it work. So this program is called Turnkey Under the Hood. And what it is it's putting you in a position to teach. I'm teaching you guys how to do what I do, which is charge a very high ticket offer to your clients by just doing simple things. And we're going to get into that, how simple it is. Before I go any further, if you guys follow me, are familiar with our platform, this Saturday in Atlanta, we are having a First Ladies of Freight Trucking Expo, which First Ladies of Freight is a television show that was hosted on Grown Woman TV. So thanks again, Coriel, for that. And it is hosting, or the cast is myself and 3 other women of color who are excelling and trying to find the balance in our lives and still manage to keep our trucking companies going, right? So if anybody wants to come, those tickets are available. Again, the in-person expo is going to be in Atlanta this March 23rd. So we are selling tickets for about 2 more days. If you are not in Atlanta or can't make it to Atlanta, the virtual option for the tickets is available. You can simply scan the QR code and or go to the First Ladies of Freight page or my page, which is the Compass Circle. So now that we've gotten those pleasantries out of the way, let's please move on to the program. So I started off saying just a little bit about me. I'm a federal contractor. I've been doing trucking now for 18 years. I started back in 2006 and I started with 1 dump truck. I then ended up with a fleet of trucks through scaling up, just being a small business, trying to find ways to work smarter and not harder. I ended up getting my certifications and getting with the government. And it was really uncharted territory for me. There are not a lot of women who look like me in my social, economic, and age demographic. A lot of African-American contractors are way older, right? They end up working for the government for years and years, and they see all this money going by, being available. And at some point it clicks and they say, well, hold up, let me try to get a piece of this. It happens to just go that they are a lot older once they decide to take the leap. And so my demographic just kind of, I'm not gonna say it doesn't exist, but it's just not as prevalent as one would think. So my largest contract with the government to date has been $5.5 million. And I've used that to teach people on social media and other platforms how to do the same. And now I'm in the TV and film production space with my own television. So that is a little bit about me. That's my rundown. And now we're going to get into the particulars of the program. So over the last few years, we all know social media has made trucking and every industry just more visible. I would like to take credit myself because I've been working diligently for the past, I would say 6 or 7 years in the digital space, educating people on ways to make money in trucking. And so what I found is a lot of people want to get into trucking, right? But they just don't really know how to actually do it. They don't know how to scale it. They don't know how to set it up. And whenever somebody doesn't know how to do something, that's always where an opportunity can happen and money can be made, right? And so, like I said, I've been doing this now with certain programs for about 5 or 6 years online. And what I'm finding is a lot of people do not want to deal with rules, regulations, and paperwork. So what they will do is they will go hire somebody to do it for them. And so I am that person. So this program we're going to talk about, which is called Under the Hood, offers you a very high ticket offer. A high ticket offer means that even if you have 1 or 2 clients for the month, you're still going to profit because you're charging such a high margin that you're going to make money. Another benefit of this program is it is a very low overhead starting point. When I first started this program, my first client paid me $8,500 to do what I'm about to tell you guys about. And for the first 3 months, I was doing all of the work myself. And I could handle it. I had about 13 clients when I first started. We'll get into that a little bit later. But I was able to save all of that money and do it myself. And then I was able to scale. Another benefit was I could also do it from home or anywhere I had to go. So all of a sudden, I'm making all this money on my own volition. I don't have to answer to anyone. I can do it at my leisure and I can do it from anywhere. It has drastically changed the way I do business and it has increased my finances insurmountably. This is a really not so much talked about fact. Well, when people think about insurance companies are required to have insurance. But since you're not holding the company and you're not a trucking company, you don't need any monthly insurance. So again, that goes back to that low overhead. All you are doing, guys, is processing documents. And half of y'all watching right now, under the sound of my voice, are doing that anyways. Whether you are logging into a portal to pay your mortgage, whether you are registering your kids for school, especially as women, we're not getting around paperwork. If your kid gets sick and you have to take them to the doctor, you're constantly doing paperwork, especially if you have a husband, because y'all know men don't like to read and write, and especially if you have children. So that's another benefit. We're already doing what we know how to do. There are also no unruly clients on your back. There's no bad attitudes to deal with because you are processing the documents on behalf of your client, and it is a very quick turnaround. So although you're making a high ticket offer, it's not taking you 3 months to knock this out. You're not having to work with your clients, constantly for days on end because you're knocking this stuff out, right? So I'm going to backtrack a little bit. And I know a lot of you probably are not familiar with trucking. So I'm going to break down just a little bit about trucking to give you a bird's eye view as we move forward. So all trucking companies have to be DOT certified, Department of Transportation, through the federal government. So a lot of people go out here and what they do is they get trucking authorities. That's the verbiage. A trucking authority just means you have the right to carry goods and commodities across state lines, okay? Without the paperwork behind the truck, nothing is going to move. So I'm just giving you guys a very baseline understanding of what that means, because a lot of times when you hear people talk about trucking, if you don't have any family members who are in trucking or you're not familiar, you can kind of clinch up a little bit because it's unknown territory. So again, just want to give you guys that baseline understanding. Today, we're going to cover one of my very most lucrative programs created that we're going to talk about. Now, again, I talked about this a little bit earlier. In November of 2020, the last 3 months, I went on a podcast and I talked about this program kind of just by happenstance. Okay, that was November 20th of 2020. By December the 31st, I had about $260,000 I had made all profit, and that was from 13 clients because the average order value for this program is $20,000, okay? So to date, present day, we are generating anywhere between $4 to $5 million on Instagram alone through the use of this program. Again, I did not start off making millions of dollars, but I did start off making six figures in the last quarter of 2020. And so that's incredible for a new company, a new venture, and for somebody who's just trying something new. So this program is called Turnkey Under the Hood. Because I've been in trucking for 18 years, I have learned that working harder doesn't mean you're working smarter, and it doesn't mean you're making more money. So through my trials, tribulations, what I did decide I wanted to deal with and what I didn't want to deal with, I decided that I'm going to make a custom trucking program that pretty much does away with all the headaches and focuses on just what people don't want to do. A pain point is people do not want to do paperwork. So positioning yourself to make top dollar by simply facilitating and outsourcing the work. That was what the government has taught me, and I have taken that and implemented it in this program. And again, our program has just been really successful because we have an exclusive business model where we are working smarter and not harder. A little bit about our program. Due to the high cost of the program, it's a high ticket offer. Y'all hear a lot of, especially I see a lot of social influencers, y'all, talking about high ticket offers. A lot of times, and I hate to say this, as African-American people, we don't always see ourselves as the head and not the tail. So we will go out here and grab the dustpan and the broom and charge minimally for something that other, our white counterparts are charging 7 times that amount. So because it is a high ticket offer, again, I talked about this earlier, if you don't get a lot of clients to start, you're still going to profit. And because it is a high ticket offer, you're going to make that return on your investment very fast. So some of the benefits I want to cover, again, I know it's new for you guys listening, but there are no trucks or no equipment necessary. So put that out the window. No company drivers. Throw that out the window. No maintenance because there's no drivers and there's no equipment. So throw that out. There's no middleman because this is directly between you and your client. So throw that out. We are completely outsourcing the work. There's low overhead. You can work from anywhere in the world. And this is literally recession proof. Okay. Moving right along. Again, everybody wants to start a trucking company, but nobody knows how to do it right. And there's a lot of money to be made by simply setting them up. So with this program, again, I'm gonna keep nailing this point home, because it is a high ticket offer. Your earning potential in the first 3 months, 4 months is going to be very high because it is a high ticket offer. Again, we have to stop being scared and we have to stop playing small, okay? Our setup packet, it comes complete with everything that I use. So this is tried and true. I've been doing this for 4 years, and you guys are getting the benefit of me tweaking, learning, growing, scaling back, changing things. You guys are getting a revised blueprint. Not only do we give you the blueprint, but I also give you the vendors that we work with as well. You guys know, as business owners or just being, professionals, that vendors are a big part of your company. So I'm not only giving you my blueprint, but I'm giving you the people that I actually work with as well. We're literally here with you every step of the way. I do not do any more one-on-one coaching, you guys. So this is about as good as it's going to get. You are working with me and my staff day in and day out to make sure that we're teaching you the steps, we're guiding you, but we're also here later on down the line as you grow and scale, because I didn't have anybody to teach me how to grow and scale. And that's really where that real expertise is going to come in. It's easy to teach somebody 1, 2, 3, ABC and watch them implement. But what happens is you really need that guidance when you have, oh my God, I got 50 clients. Oh my God, I got 100 clients. Now things are changing. My information technology systems have to change. My apps I'm using have to change. I have to hire more people. So that's really where you're going to get the benefit of learning from somebody who's already done it. Learning to really settle into your role as a CEO. Real CEOs, you guys, are not sitting down doing everything all day long, okay? So a lot of times, again, I'm going to drive this point home. We do not know how to work smarter and not harder. We think we've been trained, we've seen growing up, our parents going to work all day 8 to 5, or they had a business, but they were working in their business and not on their business, okay? So we're going to teach you guys how to do that. And again, this is a $100 billion industry. I mean, there are a multitude of women online, not just myself, making money in the industry. And I'm going to teach you guys how to do it. Before we get to it, though, I do want to ascertain and assess for you guys, what skills do you really need? So let's just get to it, right? What skills do you guys really need to do this program? Okay. You're going to need administrative skills. And again, we talked about that. A lot of us are already doing admin skills. You're answering the phone. Hold on, girl, I got to beat. Hold on, this is my kid's school. Hold on, this is my kid's daycare. Hold on, this is my kid. This is my husband. Hold on, I got to do some paperwork for my sister. We're already doing administrative skills, okay? We're already multitasking. We're doing clerical work. We're doing data entry. We're doing organization. We are everybody's everything, literally. So anybody under the sound of my voice, especially if you have a husband, a significant other, a household, children, and a job, this is right up your alley. I didn't put too many things up here because this is, in fact, what you would need to know how to do. If you can do these 4 things listed on this screen, you are a shoo-in to learn how to do this program. Now I'm going to walk you through an actual roadmap because this program is module based. The beautiful thing I love about this program, you guys, is after module 1, literally, you see the 6 modules, but after module 1, you will be able to come out and charge a high ticket offer for your client. And that's why I've highlighted it green, because that's where the money is going to start. All right, I just said that. After making money after doing your first module, you're going to be able to charge high ticket offer, and this gives you a very high profit margin with a quick turnaround, and that is regardless if you have 1 customer or 55 customers for the month. You're going to make your coins. All right, now let's get into the money, right? So what to charge your clients? To set up these businesses for your company, and I do it all the time, and I've done it all the time, and I've been doing it. I literally charge each one of my customers between $20,000 and $50,000. It just depends on what they want to get. There are like custom offers we can design kind of in between, but between $20,000 and $50,000. So if you only get 5 customers a month for $20K, this is low tier, you literally have made $1.2 million annually in your first year. Okay, a great incentive, and this is what I did, is to cut that in half and to just offer $10K per client to just as a launch. And then you're still making money. So again, even if you get 2 clients the first month, that's still $20K in your pocket. And a great deal is that I would say about 95% is going to be profit. Now it's time to get to the money. That's what everybody wants to talk about. So let's get into the numbers. As of right now, so we run ads, my company does. And of course, we're talking about trucking. So trucking is not like, just widespread, right? If you go into a grocery store right now and you ask, hey, who in here has a CDL or is a truck driver? You may not get anybody because it's just kind of like one of those industries where, everybody don't do it. So when we run ads, we get a lot of views, but of course the actual submissions we get are going to be lower. So to date right now, we've had about 3,900 inquiries this year on our company. And we do our analytics because we do run ads, and it's important to, see what's going on in your company. Right now, we actually have about 50 more clients than this, but we have about 285 clients right now. So if you do 285 times 20,000, that's going to give you what we've been able to make. And again, I love high ticket offers because I don't have to waste my time hemming and hawing with somebody, and making it add up. I did that for years, driving, making money, but then I got so much has to go out. I make money, but all of it got to go out. I make money, but this got to go out. This is a great way to see your money stack up, and then you can go out and do other things. In the last 3 months, we've been able to average anywhere from $255,000 to about $283,000. Those are going to be our averages. Now, these are actually my real bank accounts. Of course, I had to take some of the information out and redact certain things because I just had to. But I don't know too many Black women who are bringing down these type of figures. On my $5 million contract that I showed you guys earlier, this is about what I was making after, taxes and everything. This is about what I was bringing home. So I had to do a lot of work for that than I did for this. The next question, are you a good fit? The money sounds great, right? But are you a good fit for the program, and do you have the skill set? So I don't want to waste anybody's time, just like I don't want mine wasted. And so the first thing is, do you have the investment? Do you have the investment of time? Do you have the investment of energy? Do you have the investment of money to really focus on something else? It's great, to want to do something, but you have to be real with yourself. Do I really have the mind, the bandwidth to really invest my time and energy into this program? Do you really want to make a change? If so, and you're serious about it and you can make the investment, then absolutely does do it. The next thing is, are you coachable? I have seen time and time again where people, see you and you're highlighted and they reach out and they think you're great. Oh my God, you're so great. Oh my God, I learned so much from you. Oh my God. But then you get in a room with them and you get in a call with them. It's like, oh, you want to tell me what to do? Oh, okay, well, I'm gonna let you go. Are you coachable? Nobody wants to sit up here and teach somebody how to make all this money, but you're not coachable. And then lastly, can you execute? Can you implement the things that are taught? Can you follow the blueprint, and can you get it done? If you have the administrative skills we talked about earlier, you have the desire to invest time, energy, money, you're coachable, and you are going to execute, and you want to make a change, then I would say you are definitely a good candidate for this program. Now we're going to get into the actual cost, because of course you guys know, if I'm teaching you how to do something high ticket, I'm going to charge high ticket also. Now, Coriel is my girl, and her and I have worked on a lot of different campaigns together. Her and I have made money together. And she's really one of the few creators in this space that if she calls me, I'm going to go run. So I sell this coaching program, you guys, for $100,000. That's just is what it is, right? And so normally when we have sales, I'll do like half. But for this, listen, this is never going to happen again. For Coriel and her crew and what she does, we are knocking this down to $19.99. Now you may say, "Oh, this girl crazy. She done came up here and asked for $20,000," and I sure did. And I get it. And let me tell you why. Because I just broke down how I'm teaching you guys out of the gate, out of module 1, how to come out at least charging $10,000 per client. I told you guys when I started in 2021, I charged my first client $8,500 to set up his trucking company, and that's what I did. He paid me, and 3 months later, I had another 12 clients. So that's $260,000 I made in 3 months. If I can do it with no rhyme, reason, bat ball, no real plan, you guys can do it also. Now, of course, I don't want to leave you guys, with something that's just unaffordable for anybody else. So if you guys are interested, if this presentation has piqued your curiosity and you're like, you know what? I hear what she's saying, but I don't really have $20,000 right now, or girl, I ain't about to give you no $20,000 right now. Then cool, boom. We have another option for you guys, which is just a basic fundamental intro to trucking class. It's a class and a workbook actually, which is only $99. It normally retails for $250, but again, for my girl Coriel, $99 for you guys. It's going to break down how to get started, how to get your own trucking authority, who the best paying brokers are, how to find direct freight, how to get free trailers, how to even register with the government, how to work with the ports, and so much more. This is the QR code if you guys want to take advantage of the digital course and the workbook. And again, it's just a very fundamental breakdown of how to get in the trucking space. It may be something that you decide, I want to check out this girl a little bit more. I want to see what else she's talking about. I want to kind of get a feel for it. But again, if you are ready to take the lead, something that is tried and true and proven, this is a great avenue to just see what else is out there. Now, of course, I can't come on the platform without giving you guys something, because I do believe in free gifts. So this is a free download. This download is called The Power of Being a Woman. And this breaks down how different certifications can turn you up in the government space and just how they can make you more attractive as it relates to government contracts. This is also for anybody. It doesn't have to be trucking. It can be if you're in real estate. You can use that along with the certifications to sell to the government. If you're in the medical field, if you are a teacher, if you are a videographer, if you're in the music industry, if you're a hairdresser, the federal government literally buys every good and service you can think of. So scan the QR code to take advantage of that. It's a very powerful download to teach you guys more about being woman-owned certified. If you are still just a little bit unsure, I'm going to have a detail on the next slide for you. Just schedule a call. You can just call and say, hey, there'll be a link provided. You'll just call and say, hey, I was on the call with Coriel and, I saw your segment. I am really interested, and I know it was a quick call, but I just really want to know a little bit more. Then you have the option to do that also. And last but not least, you guys, we are all over Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Make sure you guys are following, liking, and subscribing for more, because I'm always coming out with more things, and I'm always looking to educate and do anything I can for you guys. So at this point, I'm going to hand it back to Coriel. And if you guys have any questions, again, you can always refer back to the Instagram page and ask any questions that you may have.
Bomb.com. Listen, I said earlier that it's super important to make sure y'all are working with spending time and your resources with people who really are who they say they are. One thing I know about Casey is that she for sure knows her stuff when it comes to the trucking space. And I love that she does it in a way that is so unique. Oop, dang. I done dropped my girl. Me and technology, Lord Jesus. She does it in a way that is super unique. I love that she focuses on government contracts, and she shows y'all how y'all can do it too. Government contracts are literally one of the ways that other communities have been able to create generational wealth. We unfortunately have been late to the party and late to the conversation when it comes to these government contracts. Girl, I'm sorry, I hit the wrong button. But Casey is definitely doing transportation in a unique way. So if you are interested in getting into the transportation industry, but you don't want the hassle and the expense that comes with purchasing all of that equipment, definitely make sure you log into thecompasscircle.com and follow my girl at The Compass Circle on Instagram. If you are in Atlanta, I definitely want to see y'all this weekend at the First Ladies of Freight Shopping Expo. Be there or be square. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to day 2 of Women's Biz Week. Thank you, Casey, and I'll see y'all back here tomorrow night at 8. Peace out.